Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford from the Aetherbios Clinic and Aetherbios Yoga, and today in our series on quick and easy exercises I'm going to show you things to do for the elbow. So how to release tension from an elbow when it's stiff and painful. So you don't need any gadgets, just join me in a minute with your elbow and your other elbow. So most people have heard of tennis elbow or golfer's elbow, and it's a similar thing just on different sides of the elbow. And you don't have to play tennis or play golf to get it. And what it is really is an inflammation of the tendons at the elbow joint. Now, why do the tendons become inflamed? Now, in my opinion, it's because the muscles get tight, so that can be from above or below. The muscles get tight, they pull on the tendons, and over time the tendons get inflamed and complain. So the best thing to do is to get rid of that tension before it starts to pull on the elbow. So where do we start? Do we start above or below? Well, it doesn't matter because the muscles join from both ends. So we can get tension from tennis, from golf because of that grip. You can get tension in the elbows from lifting heavy pots or lifting anything heavy that you're unaccustomed to, or some awkward kind of movement, though an awkward movement is not necessarily going to be tight muscles, so that's something different. So if you have a little feel around the lower arm, just give a prod and see all the way around if there's anything that feels tight. So what we then want to do is to release that. Now you can get all kinds of gizmos. You can get rollers and roll it up and down. You can get spiky balls and just rub that in. I think one of the best things we already have on us, and that's the other elbow. And in the industry we call this the elbow because it can really get into places. So let's see if you found a tender spot. They're quite often around the top here. So just find a little tender spot, get your elbow in there and lean in. Now we don't want to cause too much pain. You can have sort of sweet tenderness pain and just rub it round a little, make a few circles, or just wiggle into it. And you can have this feeling of sweet release. Shake the hand out, find another point, find where it's tight, and then go in with the elbow and just lean into it. I find I get much more purchase from my elbow than from the balls, but it's a personal thing. So we can do that all the way around. Find the tender points. You can squeeze them as well with your hand and get a little bit of release all the way down. When you find that specific spot, get the elbow in and really give it some little message to calm down and relax. Now with the upper arms, we can't really use the elbow so easily, so we're going to use a fist. So find a place, it's sort of usually in the middle of the arm downwards, find a place that's tight. Say for example here, make a fist and get the knuckles in there and give them, you need a little bit of resistance with this hand and push in and give a little twisting movement like this. And again, you may find some places around the front. You can put your arm down or you can have it up wherever you need to get to and give a little bit of resistance if your arm is free, or if it's supported on your leg, you can just go in there. Sometimes the muscles move away, so you need to get in from a slightly different angle. It's almost like kneading the tension out. You don't want to create bruises, you don't want to create too much pain, just a little bit of sweet, juicy release from these tight spots. And then shake it about. So if you want to feel what your elbow feels like, we'll give it a little bit of loosening up. We take the back of the upper arm in the hand and just, this is the hand doing the movement. Just let it move around, getting a little bit of motion to oil the joint. And we can go side to side. This one is passive, this one's doing the moving. We can make a few circles and the other way around, just to get some movement in the joint and lubrication. As long as it doesn't hurt, if you've damaged the joint, then you need to see somebody about that. You can also, with the palm up, take either side of the elbow, and when you move it, just see if there's any creaks or groans or pain and rotate around. Another thing we can do to rotate the elbow, and I'm quite flexible, so mine might move a little more than yours, But if we straighten the arm, support the hand as though we're gently pushing against it, and then rotate so the elbow's going up and down and yet the hand's staying still. So we're rotating at the elbow, and you may get a few clicks in the shoulder as well. And of course everything you would do on the other side too. So just loosening up the other side, take the hand on the back of the arm above the elbow, give it a little shake around very passively, side to side, a few circles. Just let it oil up in the joint. It's a hinge joint like the knee. Then you can take your hands around either side of the elbow, palm up, and just see if anything is sore or clicky. And if it is, you may need to go and see someone. Mostly what we're looking at is where we've got the start of something before it becomes a problem, or when you already know you've got tennis elbow, you may need to strap above and below. You may need to get some treatment. And you can also find those tender spots. They're very often up here. Find the tender spot and go in with the elbow. Of course, if you prefer a spiky ball, that's also fine. They're different sizes. Or a golf ball or a tennis ball. However, generally the other elbow is always with you. Give it a little wiggle. You might feel some sweet relief going through the arm, and shake it out. Check out the upper arm. Remember, you can have a little squeeze beforehand. Check out the upper arm, see if you find tension. You could go in with your fingers, but it's more effective to go in with a knuckle or with a fist. Push against it a little and get some sweet relief. If you can't get your arm up, you may want to bring it down and use the knuckle joint pushing in against you. So just be creative, find a way, and we want to push it in and sustain. Just give that muscle a message to relax. And always give them a shake out. And remember the rotation. Thank you so much. That's just a few simple ways to release some tension around the elbow and give yourself some relief from either tendinitis, tight muscles, or pain in the elbow caused from overuse. Thank you so much. That's Lynn Bridgeford, Aether Bios. Please subscribe, like, write in the comments below, and go across to my other channels. I have Instagram, Lynn Bridgeford. I have Facebook channels for the clinic, for the yoga, and interact with me on all the channels, and I would be happy to connect with you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much.